Ladies and gentlemen, from the Universal Church of Freedom, Peace and Justice, Deacon Gerald Celente.
Hello, everyone. This is Deacon Gerald Celente of the Universal Church of Freedom, Peace and Justice. You know, we had an election here in the United States on November 5th. And according to the exit polls, the people that voted, global affairs, something like 4% were only concerned about that and who they voted for. Only 4%. As the United States has sent what? About 15,000, 2,000-pound bombs to Israel so they could commit their genocide and blow Gaza into ruins. As the United States sent, some of the numbers are over $200 billion to Ukraine to keep bloodying the killing fields. But people don't care about that. As the saying goes, it's the economy, stupid. That's all they were concerned about. So now Trump has been elected, and he promises to be a peace candidate. And he may, in fact, end the Ukraine war, which would be very positive. But how about the Israel war? Not according to some of the people that he's picked. One of them is Tulsi Gabbard. And Tulsi Gabbard said that, talking about the Ukraine war, this war and suffering, it's terrible. She said it could have been avoided. But then she talks about the Israel war. This is from antiwar.com. Gabbard made clear during her campaign in 2016 she was opposed to regime change wars. She's a war hawk when it comes to the war on terror. Quote, when it comes to the war against terrorists, I'm a hawk, she said. When it comes to counterproductive wars or regime change, I'm a dove. Gabbard has repeatedly claimed that, you ready for this? Islamism is the great threat facing the United States. She recently said that the October 7th attack on southern Israel was, quote, a stark reminder of the ongoing short and long-term threat of Islamists, terrorism, that continues to spread around the world today. Spreading around the world today? That's a total lie. The goal is to establish, she said, a global Islamist caliphate where all must live under Sharia law. This is disgusting, outright lie. She goes on to say, we must stand with Israel. And then Trump has picked RFK Jr., who I supported until he came out as a pro-Israeli genocide president. And I didn't support him after that. These are some of the things that he said. This is according to Haaretz, that Kennedy's cozying up to the right-wing pro-Israeli allies like Rabbi Shumli Botek and Zionist organizations of America CEO Mort Klein. He has also insisted that he has been more pro-Israel than Jewish Democrats. Yep. He said the Palestinians are the most pampered people in the world. Most pampered people in the world? How can you be so disgustingly arrogant and stupid? Why don't you look at the pictures of how these people are suffering? This is from the New York Times on November 13th. Look at this picture. You see that? Carrying that woman down, whose leg has been blown off, and there's destruction of building. Oh, Hamas lived in there. Hamas, these are Hamas's. That's the lie that they keep selling. Here, look at this picture below. Look at that little boy. Little kid crying next to him. Kid blown apart. We have the right to defend Israel. You mean you have the right to support genocide? Friday's Wall Street Journal, front cover. Here it is. World's largest coral found on Solomon Islands. How about the genocide going on? Oh, how about the bombing of Lebanon? We destroyed 30% of southern Lebanon. No, that's not news. Here, New York Times, front page. Staff members cleaned out office of Matt Gaetz, who resigned after being nominated for the Attorney General. Yep. Not nice? No pictures of the death. Nothing. Yeah, sometimes they put them every now and then, like the New York Times does, but not every day. Hardly any. Trump's pro-Israel appointees are the worst of our enemies. Why, how dare you say that? Oh, I didn't say that. That's the Haaretz, the Israeli newspaper. They warn that the new people in charge of the U.S. foreign policy are friends of apartheid, occupation, the settlements, and war. Yep. That's the people that Trump picked. Want more proof? New York Times, November 14th. Trump's Middle East pick signals staunch pro-Israel policy, pro-genocide policy, pro-mass murder policy. Mike Huckabee, a former governor of Alabama, who was tapped on Tuesday to be next U.S. ambassador to Israel, has said there's really no such thing as Palestine. Now, wait a minute. The Balfour Declaration, His Majesty's government declares that Palestine will be settled by the Jewish people. That was only 1917, but he says there's no Palestine. He goes on to say there's no such thing as the West Bank. There's no such thing as settlements. There are communities. There are neighborhoods. There are cities. There's no such thing as an occupation. Yes, there is. And these aren't settlements. The colonization in violation of the Geneva Convention and Article 242 of the United Nations. Look at the people he's picking. And another guy, a real estate tycoon, Stephen Witkoff. Yep. Stephen Witkoff, who was named on Tuesday to become the Middle East envoy, raised vast amounts of money for Mr. Trump's campaign, including from Jewish voters. After the Biden administration stopped shipping some bombs to Israel, they continued shipping the bombs. Yep. Mr. Trump has presented himself with the strongest ally, and analysts believe he is likely to make U.S. foreign policy more favorable to Israel. And this guy Smotrich, the right-wing finance minister, he said that congratulated Mr. Huckabee on, quote, the unquestionable historical belonging of the whole land of Israel to the Jewish people of Israel, and that God gave us this land. Okay. You're telling me a fairy tale that you wrote, what 3,000 years ago or something? And Abraham, God told him. All right. How about God coming back down and saying, this land belongs to Israel? Where's God? Where's the God that you believe in, that I don't believe in your God? If God could come down to Abraham, here, how about God coming down to me? I'm a warrior for the Prince of Peace. I want peace on earth. What God are you talking about? No God would want this to happen. This is satanic, not godly. Israel forces killed 47 Palestinians over the last 24 hours. Israel military planning to stay in Gaza through 2025, stealing more land. Israel accused of crimes against humanity over forced displacement in Gaza, Human Rights Watch says. Right in front of everybody's eyes. And remember the baloney from that boy Blinken, who's the United States Secretary of State, and Lloyd Austin, the head of the Defense Department. They said they were going to cut off deliveries of weapons to Israel if they didn't let food come in there and supplies into Gaza. They gave them 30 days to do it. Here you go. Aid deliveries to Gaza remain low despite U.S. warning to Israel. In an October 18th letter signed by Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, Secretary of State Antony Blinken, the Biden administration gave 30 days to increase the flow of aid or face a cutoff of military assistance. It warned that the shipments into Gaza in September had reached their lowest level since any time since the war began on October 7, 2023. But the total amount of aid and commercial goods into Gaza since October 13th has been substantially lower than what the Biden administration had demanded, and far lower than it was even in September. They're starving the people to death in front of everybody's eyes. Vedant Patel, the State Department spokesman, said that Israel has instituted important changes, but there's need to be more progress. He added that the administration has not assessed Israel to be in violation of the U.S. law. Total lying piece of scum. Lying pieces of scum. Where is the outrage? People didn't care about it when they went out to vote. 4%. Global issues. Yep. At least 15 people lost their lives after Israel military aircraft carried out airstrikes in Damascus, Syria. Oh, they could kill anybody they want. It's fine. And you come out against them, you're an anti-Semite. The woman Stefanik, who Biden appointed as the United States ambassador to the United Nations. Those students protesting the Gaza genocide, fire the presidents of those universities. And that's what she did. Another pro-Israeli Zionist. Zionism has taken over Americanism. Again, Joe Biden said he's proud to be a Zionist. I don't want my money to go kill people. I want my money for peace. I launched Occupy Peace over a decade ago. This is terrible what's going on. And considering the people that Trump has brought into his cabinet, again, very pro-Israel war. If this Israel war continues, and remember, it was Trump that ended the nuclear deal with Iran. It was Trump that killed Soleimani, the Israeli general, the Iranian general, excuse me. So if they ramp up this war against Iran, it's going to be hell on earth. So that's the way it looks. So please do what you can. This Elon Musk now, he's running part of the government. Hey, Musk, you're going to be a trillionaire? How about $1 billion for peace? Not a penny for peace. So please donate to Occupy Peace. We need your help. We can't get the word out there without money. Would they have a presidential election? You can't get $1 billion bucks, you can't run for president. You need billions. We need hundreds of millions to get this peace movement going. Because if we don't get it going, it's going to be hell on earth. Thank you for tuning in. Amen and amen.